What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and welcome to this week's episode of The Knife Guy. If you are new to my channel, you just came out of some weird corner of the internet and you have no idea where you are or who I am a knife guy, knife user, knife collector, knife enjoyer of many sorts. We are all knife people, right? If you're watching this video, we're all knife people, assuming you're in the knife enthusiast territory of YouTube. We all go down our own unique paths, but oftentimes those paths intersect and we experience a lot of the same stuff. What I like to do on this series is pick up knives that are either mine, in this case they're all mine. Just sort of get them out and flip them, turn them over, mess with them, give you guys something to watch or listen to on this hopefully beautiful Sunday morning, afternoon, or evening. Before we get started, I have a funny story most of you will get a kick out of. So on that episode of The Knife Guy where I was talking, I think the title card says they think we're dumb. And I was talking about, stuff that was just ridiculously overpriced, and everybody had their guesses on what I was talking about or wanting me to name names. And, all of that stuff. By the way, for those of you wondering, I've replied to a few people. I said it'll all get brought up in the individual reviews. Like, I'm not trying to hide it, right? When I talk about the individual knives, I will center in on who I think is really going overboard on pricing. So that'll come down the road. But that was a serious video. And a lot of you guys who are watching right now, you've been watching Knife Guy, every Sunday. Some of you who are watching right now, this is the first time you've ever watched this series. And if you go back, you'll find that I've got there's 130 episodes of these. I just talk and say exactly what's on my mind, right, throughout the week. It's just what I like to do. But it's always real. It's always very raw. And I had just, I'd gotten very aware of, not just little things here and there. I was never talking about stuff that was generically considered by the community to be, $20 to $50 overpriced. Yeah, something that's $50 overpriced, that kind of stings a little bit, but that's not what I was bent out of shape about. I was bent out of shape about a couple of knives that I had handled recently that were $100 to $200, or roughly double what they should have been priced at, for nothing. There was no attempt at creating something, that was any different at all than what we have already been fed over the last 5 years, arguably. And it just was it's just double price just because. Because screw you. If you want it, it's limited, so you got to buy it. And I was like, what? That's stupid, right? So that's what I was doing. And the funniest, I had to go back and read it again because I was like, surely they're joking. This person was dead serious. They said this whole rant is a conspiracy to, it's a selling conspiracy. It's more fake stuff, just like everything else on the World Wide Web. And I realized, I was like, oh no, this is a real comment. Oh, this is someone who just, has decided, it's just, ironically, that probably someone who is more susceptible to scams than the average person, and has just decided, in a blanket sort of way, that everything online is a scam, but is also for whatever reason, partaking in YouTube content and clicking on. And I was like, no. I mean, that's critical thinking, right? You come to a channel where a guy reviews knives, and it's sort of in the way that I've always looked at the truth videos, the whole where they try to give you the facts about smoking, and it's in a roundabout way, maybe they're actually doing some subliminal marketing for these cigarette companies, right? So that's kind of what he was throwing at me. He was like, it's just a marketing, it's just a selling scam. And I was like, dude, everything that's laid out here is frustratingly impossible to buy. Not in this video, but in that video, I looked at the knives that were out on the table, and I was like, there's 2 knives out here that you can buy, and they're Wii knives, and I and I didn't even link them. I was like, what logic did you apply to that? I was just like, no, that's not right. And then they removed their comment. I was like, there's no, it doesn't even make sense. Just taking more than 30 seconds to really analyze what's happening here should result in you understanding that that's not what's happening. I had this laid out, and I had multiple customs and stuff that there's no way for me to generate income on, and that you could, even if I could, like, there's no way to buy it anyway. So it was just it's just funny, right? I mean, the more people who are watching, the more likely some goofball is going to come out of the ductwork and be like, hey, something fishy's going on here, and I'm here to figure it out for everybody. Don't worry, detective something that I can't say on YouTube is here to help, is here to figure it out for the community, right? Thank goodness for all those sleuths. The shill sleuths. But anyways, I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. I spent a lot of time laughing just immediately after I read it. Oh, God. So what are we talking about today? Nothing that has to do with that. I predicted, I don't know, probably multiple times in various Knife Guy episodes, I was like, man, the end of 2021 is going to be awesome. There's going to be all of these like announcements and releases. And I just assumed that they might do that to coordinate with the end of the, since we didn't have a whole lot of interesting stuff. Like we actually, looking back at when I did like my best of 2021 video here on Saturday, if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. I was like, there was actually some pretty cool stuff that came out in 2021. Now, it wasn't like mind-blowing spectacular. You know, obviously a lot of people were limited. But we did have some cool stuff. Like here's something I wasn't expecting at all. A Sapphire Blue DLC from ProTech. That's awesome. That was really cool. We saw some stuff that's been around, like the VECP came back. Wow, I bought it. I obviously was excited enough to buy it, but it's like, that hasn't changed since 2014, right? The Vero Isotope was a wonderful release for 2021. And there were some other things, right? But it wasn't like wow, this year was like, my brain exploded, put itself back together, and then exploded again. It wasn't that type of year. So I thought surely by the end of 2021, we're going to see some really wild stuff from some of the, we're seeing some really innovative stuff coming out of some lesser known makers. Again, I'll mention Winter Blade Co. Wow. Holy crap. Go follow that guy on Instagram. Yeah, that guy's going to have a big year in 2022, right? But we just didn't see these like major announcements from these makers. And so I was like, man, I guess I was wrong. We did see some weird hints about, like Spyderco, for example, announced that they were going to change the way that they do their announcements and their releases, and then gave us no other information. There's some other companies, right? All I can do is speculate, so it's hard. Like, I don't want to go through and name names and be like, have people be like, what's going on? The Spyderco thing I can say, because they did make some sort of announcement on either the forums, their website, or Instagram or something. They said something like, we're changing the way that we're doing this, right? Obviously, Spyderco's got some stuff in the works that they're not wanting to release yet. I think some of their releases in 2021 are evidence of, I'm trying to pick these up and flip them more, guys. Like, they were like, it's the same thing, now in injection mold plastic and a slightly better steel, or in some cases, not a different steel at all. I love Spyderco, but that's and some people really like those knives. I'm actually not upset with their releases at all. They needed filler. They needed a way to buy. I mean, like everybody, everybody needs time, right, to get things ready, and work with the shortages, the supply shortages that a lot of these companies are dealing with from 2019 through currently, right? So it makes sense that there were like either very small releases or just funny things in between that are meant to be like, just here's some stuff, please hang on with us. Wait a minute. That's what it seems like to me. So now I'm thinking, obviously, we're not going to get any like massively incredible releases at the end of 2021. I think we'll continue to see cool stuff. We'll see like stock of things come back, right? Just freaking 45 minutes ago, I'm trying to like bring a positive thought to my head right now, because no less than 45 minutes. I'm recording this on a Thursday, guys. So those of you who managed to get the XM18 3.5-inch non-flipper Fullard Spears from DLT Trading, congratulations. I didn't get one. And I saw it on my phone. It was like, people used your link. And I was like, oh, I wonder what people are buying. No, like they were gone. So congratulations. I was like, no. Oh, okay, fine. More stuff will come along. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. Ultimately, what I'm saying here is that I am excited for 2022 because it seems like, and I can't name all the names that I think are like holding out on little things, right? But a lot of the bigger companies, I think, have stuff that was planned for 2021 that is now being pushed back to 2022 so that they can all have bigger years. And I have a feeling that 2022 will really bring that to the table. I've said many times what I'd like to see and what I don't want to see. I am sick to the core of production titanium frame lock flippers. My God, it has been done. We have them. We have the best of the best. They don't need to be. Now, I'm okay with continuing to see frame locks in forms like, let me get my isotope out. Like the isotope, because it is an integral, right? Kind of difficult to do that. I mean, like there have been, like models like the Benchmade Anthem that have done, like in that case, it was a modified axis lock with a coil spring. That's pretty cool. I'm okay with seeing that. But like the two-piece like sandwich or pillar construction, like the traditional, like the knives that I always hail as the greatest things of all time, the Hinderer knives. These are fine, right? Continue to make like exceptional models like the Eclipse and the XM18, like the ones that are already there, like sure, right? But I'm sick of seeing new, I don't want to see like, check out our new knife. It's a titanium frame lock. Ready for this? Running on bearings and wait for it. Hold on. Has a flipper and M390 steel. Boom! What do you think of that? I'm like, that would have been cool in 2013, right? It's fine. They keep making more beautiful ones, right? And one of the ones that I saw was one of the coolest knives of 2021 because of the design, because of the aesthetic of the design. It's beautiful. We have, thank you. We have them. I'd like to see different. I want to see something different. I liked seeing knives that were, they were dedicated frame locks, like the design, and then they experimented with the same thing, but it's a countersunk titanium liner lock, which is funny. A lot of people will be like, wait a minute, you want to see something new and you're asking for a liner lock? That's older than the frame lock, right? I just like it when we, sometimes we see something that was a frame lock and they switch it up a little bit. They play with it and do something different. That's fun. I also want to see completely different stuff. Winter Blade Co. is an exceptional example of crazy innovation. Do we need anything like a lot of people say, we ain't need nothing. It's already done. Why do they keep trying to change the lock? Because it makes it interesting, right? I get what you're saying. But it's like, if everybody stopped and was like, you know what? It turns out the lockback is pretty much all we needed. I think we should all just go back to making lockbacks. The industry would die. Thank you for the suggestion. Seriously, I know that there are people out there who say that, like, we've never needed anything more than the lockback. The lockback that's the best lock. It's all we've ever needed. We ain't needing none of this fancy stuff, right? Okay. If you take your suggestion and apply it to the entire industry, it will die immediately, right? Imagine a flower that's slowly growing and starting to bloom and blossom, and it starts to become beautiful and large, and it just starts to become this incredible thing. And then you just dump a cement truck backs up and just piles cement. It is dead. The moment that you apply that, right, the whole lot, we never needed anything more than the lockback. Part of you is probably right, but that idea actually being implemented will absolutely flatline the industry. So, in that sense, it is a stupid idea. I'm not saying that people who think that are stupid. I'm saying the idea being implemented on the knife world is stupid. People will lose interest. Nothing will basically income, circulation of revenue and all of that, money coming in and out of the industry, it would just die. So That's not an option. So innovation and progression will take place, even if I mean, it has to take place because then the world can't grow, and that's bad for all of us who like knives for any reason. If you're somebody who just likes generic fixed blades for using them, and you ain't gonna fuss about with the aesthetics or the colors, you just want a simple knife and go out and use it. Okay, right? The industry evolving and changing, right? I mean, if you want things like that, straightforward tools, it's not, I mean, it's in a roundabout sort of butterfly effect way. If you enjoy stuff like that, you have to be okay with people like Winter Blade Co. pushing the envelope, right? It's not like there aren't going to be any more straightforward utilitarian fixed blades if Winter Blade Co. suddenly goes under or the idea of a new innovative locking system through him doesn't work out. I'm saying that it's all interconnected. The industry as a whole needs more people coming in and being interested in one element or another, hybridizations of things in order for all corners of the knife world to grow and become, for basically money coming in and populations coming in, help everything grow. So you just need to be okay with things being different than a lockback, right? And I'm excited for that. What an incredibly long-winded way of saying, stop telling me the lockback is the best lock ever. That does me no good. I have what you're hearing over here is a Monster energy drink. Wow, surprise. Complex drinks, caffeine, right? But yeah, I want to see more innovative stuff and that'd be cool. But I'm also just generically excited to see, like, for example, Benchmade's next thing, their next axis lock thing. Will it probably cost a little bit more than I would assume it would cost? Well, yeah, probably. Okay. I'm not like prepared to be, bent out of shape about that. Like I'm like, well, yeah, that's coming. But I'm excited to see what it is, right? Same with Spyderco. I'm excited to see what it is. People are going to be joining. Oh, just a different color of PM2 with a different steel. Did you hear what I said, guys? I said different color and a different steel. That fun? Thanks. Yeah, that's funny joke that they'll probably do that. They will probably also have different models. Spyderco also messes around with different locking systems, right? Well, they'll probably be overpriced because, hey guys, if that Spyderco logo's on it, you're gonna pay $50 more just for the logo. Hey, y'all hear what I said there? $50 more for the logo. Shut up! That's not. It's just stupid noise coming out of a stupid face hole. Like, yeah, that does happen. Hilarious observation. Sometimes you pay more for things that are popular. How funny and observant. My goodness. I'm still excited to see what it is. We can talk about how overpriced it is afterwards. I'm still excited to see what it is, right? The Riot Exo. Holy crap. Nobody needs that, but man, that's the type of stuff that looks fun and interesting, right? That's the type of stuff I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of things that are wrong with that. In fact, you should go listen to the recent episode of the Knife Nuts podcast where Levon, who has one, talks about it. And I haven't even handled it yet, and I know that I'm going to have the exact same opinions of. He's like, this thing is just stupid and dangerous, but it's really cool, and it needs to evolve. It needs to change. But the fact that it exists, the fact that there is a version of it that exists, the implications are exciting, right? Anything new that comes out, it's obvious that we don't need, the knives don't need to evolve. It's not like human existence depends on, knives that are in their base form and as tools need to evolve in this amazing, like the knife world is evolving in terms of innovation, is evolving so much faster than it needs to, right? And nobody's sitting here going, gosh, how could I possibly go through life without these incredible innovations, like in a folding knife that goes in my pocket that I used to cut open Amazon packages? Like, nobody's walking around thinking that. That's what makes the knife world so exciting. That's why there's so many people coming in and experiencing this all the time, because the knife world churns stuff out like that, right? It's weird. The Riot Exo is a perfect example. Oh my God, I don't need that. How much is it? It doesn't matter. Take my money, right? I'm excited. So I was wrong about these major companies releasing or having some big release at the end of 2021. I feel kind of stupid and embarrassed for that. But I feel like, it's like those people who constantly predict the end of the world. I was wrong, but next month, the planet Nibiru. No, but 2022, I imagine a lot of companies are saving stuff for 2022, and I'm really excited, right? I'm excited to be excited. I'm excited to complain about things that I think are stupid and overpriced, and I'm excited to, just experience. I know it sounds like a contradiction. I'm saying I'm just excited to experience the full encompassing effect of 2022 and the knife roll, because it should. I feel like it has to be more interesting than 2021. All right, this was a weird episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're a first-time listener, viewer, whatever, hope I didn't chase you off, but they're all kind of like this. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.